William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Bone Maker, a novel by Sarah Beth Durst, performed by Soneela Nankani. Chapter 1. Kriya always wore her coat with many pockets when she went out to steal bones. As she pulled it on, she inhaled the familiar dusty smell. The leather had faded from brilliant blue to indistinct gray, and the hems were frayed, but then, after all this time, she felt faded and frayed too. She checked the pockets. Empty. 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 Bare claw with knuckle bone. She drew it out and examined it. A fracture ran from the knuckle to the tip of the claw. Worse, the carving for strength was cracked and the inlaid gold had fallen out. Useless, she muttered at it. She tucked it back in its pocket anyway. In another pocket, she found a talisman carved from the femur of a mountain sheep, bearing the symbols for steadiness. The grooves were worn but intact. Can't weather an avalanche with this, she thought, but okay for a climb. You'll do, she told it. She patted more pockets, stopping when she found a third talisman marked for stealth and a fourth for strength. She found a few others, mostly drained or damaged from overuse. She used to have hundreds of them, high-quality ones, not the cheap 10-minute then done variety. But over the years, her supplies had dwindled. She'd have to replace them soon. But that required gold she didn't have. A problem for later, she told herself. Right now, she had a task. She'd heard whispers of a death in the village of Erin, a child who had slipped off the edge of a cliff while chasing a stray goat and fallen on her neck. The body would be burned at dusk, which meant Kriya had 4 hours to cross the mountain, sneak into Erin, and position herself to liberate the beautiful bones before they were destroyed. She raised her voice. Weather? Gears whirred as one of her constructs, a bird-like part metal and part bone creation, hopped onto a windowsill. As wind whipped inside, it wobbled but didn't fall. Papers on Kriya's desk fluttered, and a quill was blown onto the floor. Reaching out a bony appendage, the construct snagged the weather monitor from the hook on the outside of the tower. As it turned to deliver its prize to Kriya, another burst of wind puffed into the room, and the skeletal bird tumbled off the sill. Kriya lunged forward to catch it, felt a muscle in her back twang, and missed. The construct crashed onto the stone, and a bone in its arm snapped. Squatting, Kriya scooped it up and cradled it. You aren't as spry as you used to be either, are you? It whirred as it tried to right itself in her arms, but she cooed to it. Calm, little one. Let's see what we can do to fix you up. Ignoring the fresh ache in her back, she carried the unnatural bird to her workbench, cleared a space with a sweep of one arm, and laid the construct down. It twisted its skull head to look at her with its empty eye sockets. She'd forgotten how long ago she'd made this one, but it had served her well. It whirred at her, the gears within its ribcage rotating. She'd added them to help its mobility. When she'd first created this construct, it had tried so hard to fly, but without flesh and feathers, it couldn't. Once she added the gears, though, it could propel itself around the tower as fast as it pleased. Deftly, Kriya wrapped the snap.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?